Welcome everyone to Wizards Outlet. We got Cardell Dudley Jr. here. I'm Wilson Turbay Jr. Washington Wizards with this home and home with New Orleans Pelicans this weekend. A couple nights ago, they were at the Smoothie Center in New Orleans. Tonight at Capital One here in DC. The Pelicans, they swept the series. 110-98 win tonight. In the first game, we saw CJ McCollum go off for 50. This one had 25, but played a big role in it as well. I thought DeJounte Murray had a much better game in this one. Than the game a couple days ago, as did Trey Murphy. That said, just for me, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say, Carter. I just felt like it's one of those things where they got into that three, trying to outshoot a team from three, and you got burned a bit. Other areas of the game, they were close. They were within striking distance, but as we've been talking about all year, like that margin for error is so slim. I'm obviously missing some folks tonight, but everybody's missing folks. Like New Orleans missing a couple big pieces at that. So, that's irrelevant. But your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I just think the game in the first half, especially in that first quarter, they allowed the Pelicans to get too comfortable. I think a lot of attention was focused on CJ after the performance he had where he did his thing. But they forgot about the other guys that just as equally as dangerous. You know what I mean? And then you saw, the Trey Murphy shine. You saw Herb Jones get going, and the Trey Murphy, obviously, before he got hurt, he was bombing away from three. It was just the 3-point shooting. That was literally the difference in this game, so to speak. And even when the Wizards settled down in the second half, giving up offensive rebounds, sending them to the line, just little subtle mistake that will always kill their momentum when they will get it down to 13, get it down to 10. And it looked like they was trying to chip away at that lead that the Pelicans built in the first half, but it was just to no avail, man. You can't have a team shoot damn near 40% for most of the game for three. They finished at 36%. They shot a couple threes late that kind of probably knocked their percentage down. But you can't allow that, then allow them to get to the line and shoot 90%. They shot 18 to 20. Meanwhile, you're 11 or 14 from the line, but you shoot 26% from deep. You know what I mean? And y'all both are pretty much the same from the field overall. It's going to be hard to win the game. You're giving them the edge from the 3-point line, and they're getting freebies from the free throw line. Then obviously, with the key rebounds, the offensive rebounds, like on the towards the end of the game, DeJounte Murray had the ball, and they were trying to get it to CJ, but Keyshawn was hugged up on CJ pretty good. He played some good defense. And then when CJ came off, they did a dribble handoff with DeJounte Murray. It was a forced switch. So I think Sarr got switched on to DeJounte in that switch because they had to come up to set a screen. Missy came up to set a screen. So Sarr got switched. Now you got Keyshawn guarding Missy down low. So Sarr stays low. DeJounte Murray shoots a three. I believe it was DeJounte Murray. It was either him or CJ. They shoot a three. They miss. Keyshawn's down there by himself with Missy. Missy gets the offensive rebound, goes up in this foul. And I'm like, why are y'all switching down at that point? Y'all basically gave him the mismatch. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to be able to get around that and just stay sound. Missy is so long and athletic, he's going to get the board. He's going to get the board regardless. Even against guys his size. With Keyshawn, he really has no chance. He's not big or athletic enough to just go up and get that board. And it's those little mistakes that just prevented the Wizards from making a comeback, man. Just the little things. Now, obviously, look, CJ had another good game, 25 points, 9 to 18, 6-11 from deep. Like I said, man, it's tough. They did a better job this game with at least being within the range of making it tough. But, he's a crafty scorer, crafty bet. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it's just slight mistakes where the Wizards just couldn't capitalize and make up for how they came out kind of flat in the first quarter, and that's why they found this game. Trey Murphy was, unfortunately he got hurt. Hope he's okay. 22-9, man. He was clicking on all cylinders, and he the one that got the ball rolling. I think he was 3 or 5 from deep in the first quarter. See what I'm saying? You got your eye on CJ. He the one making you pay, and you can't do that. Then even later in the game, you had guys like Daniel Tice. When the rotation guys went, they were hitting threes at the top of the key, which forced Valanciunas to have to kind of step off further. Now guys can get to the lane, get to the line. So that's what they was doing. They was playing chess. You know what I'm saying? And they have the personnel to do it. They have a little bit more experience on the backcourt, especially when CJ and DeJounte are up there. Especially when Brogdon went down with injury, then it really got younger, and they just took their time and just controlled the game. Took what the Wizards gave them. Fine, you give them this 3, you taking the 3. The lane open, you're gonna drive and get to the line. So it just is what it is, man. But yeah, it's just the little details, the little mistakes that they just couldn't overcome after they allowed the Pelicans to get way too comfortable in the first half. Like I've said it all season, man. When the Wizards give up 30-point quarters, they lose. When they hold teams below 30, they're in position to win. They usually win. It's as simple as that.
Like you said, I thought it was a great point you brought up. Just that already being a slim margin of error, that gap in experience is kind of par for the course with a younger team. That's going to be a place most teams in the league can prey on until, the youngsters go through what they have to go through till they gain that experience. One of the things where you can't count on experience until you gain it, and you got to go through it to gain it. But yeah, I thought CJ had 2 really good games against them this weekend. And like you said, everybody else joining in was huge. Also hope that Trey Murphy's okay. No, he didn't shoot. I know the other day he didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but getting off to a good start in this one, I thought it was a strong start. You're an opposing team. You go in somebody's building. I'm sure, no matter the sport, opposing team at the top of the list, start fast. They did that. That goes a long way as a visiting team, regardless of the sport, regardless of the building. So credit the Pelicans for that. But also another thing, we talk about rebounding a lot. I know DeJounte Murray didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but if you have 10 rebounds, 8 of them on the defensive end, you're a guard. You're getting a rebound, you're getting a push.
Exactly.
It helps.
You're right. You're right. What was the fast break points? I mean, Pelicans 17-14 was pretty close. The Wizards won the bench points 29-22, points in the paint 48-32. Second chance points, again, offensive rebound, and Pelicans had that edge 18-16. Wizards had a couple more turnovers, but they had equal amount of points scored off of the turnovers. But the Wizards fouled a little bit more. They had 18 to the Pelicans 13, which sent them to the line a little bit more. Now that gives you an advantage. Like I said, it literally just came down to free throw shooting and 3-point shooting. They just made more shots. You know what I'm saying? The Wizards gave more shots from the free throw line, so that's 7 more points right there. Pelicans made 18, Wizards made 11. Then Pelicans hit 18 threes, the Wizards hit 11.
So 7 threes is 21 points. 21-point difference there, and you said 7 at the line. At the line.
And the Wizards only hit 1 more field goal overall. And you lose by 12.
You said, man, it's the little things. It's that simple sometimes. It really is. I know the Wizards don't have a lot of time. We'll be taking on the Rockets Tuesday night as they go through this very fun month of January. As always, we got to ask player of the game. I think we mentioned him already, but
man, I'm about to go with DeJounte. Triple-double, 14, 12, and 10. And a lot of people probably ain't even going to PB had a triple-double. You know what I'm saying? He was 5-14. He didn't shoot well, but he found other guys. Like I said, they controlled the game. You know what I'm saying? Getting those rebounds, having the ball in his hands already, dictating if we're going to get out and run or we're going to play in the half court. Or, either way, look up for guys ahead for trying easy baskets. Either way, he dictated the style, and it took a Wizards about 2.5 quarters to start to figure them out and start to kind of instill their will, but it was too little, too late.
Yeah, I'm with DeJounte Murray for that last part you brought up. Like, controlling the tempo of a game is huge. I know people ignore, the jobs of what point guards are supposed to be doing, or it's kind of a big deal, especially in the game. For all the things you mentioned, you talk about how small the gap was, right, in this game, the differences. It's huge. Your floor general had the ball 8 times without it being an outlet or anything. Hitting the glass like that, was it 12 assists? And who cares about the inefficient shooting at that point? You were busy. Plus 15 though. It matters, man. X factor. Stuff.
I'm gonna go with Trey Murphy the third, man. He really jump started him. He had 22-9 in 29 minutes, man. You know what I mean? But I don't think he had 11 in the first quarter. You see what I'm saying? Like, no, take that back. He had 11 and 7 in the first quarter on 3 or 5 shooting from deep. That was the spark. That was the guy. And with him going, now it's hard to even focus. It's hard to focus on everybody else on CJ. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, CJ was just cruising. He only took 3 shots that quarter. He was letting Trey Murphy cook. He got it going. Let's go. Go do your thing. You 2 or 3, and both of them were 3-pointers. Both of his shots, go figure. So they were literally 7 of 15 in the first quarter, the Pelicans. It's hard to deal with that, man. They got too comfortable from the 3-point line. They really did. So, but definitely, Trey Murphy.
And I think for me, I went with Trey Murphy. It was easy because we talked about the other night. CJ went for 50. Trey had the opposite impact in that game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally that. It was that easy. It rarely does happen like that. Having a home, a couple days away. But where the contrast is that simple. The other night, say CJ doesn't go for 50, they would have really missed what Trey brought to the, like, that would have hurt them pretty bad, the type of night Trey had. Tonight, he gets them off to a great start. Like you talked about, you keying in on CJ because of the damage he did. But got him to a good start on the road. It was huge. And the finish with 9 boards. I know he left the game early, but 11 and 7 in the first quarter. 11 and 7 is 11 and 7.
Yeah, figure it out, bro. It's the growing pains. It's part of the growing pains. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's part of the. They got to figure it out, man. They definitely got to figure it out. Like, the Pelicans, literally before this game, were 1 and 15 on the road. That just tells you how far the Wizards have to go. That's why you're just looking for the incursion. They compete, they fight. The know-how just overall isn't there, which is to be expected because they're a very, very young, inexperienced team relying on rookies between 19 to 20 years old, or 18, 19 to 20, 21 years old. We're in a new calendar year, so guys' birthdays coming up or whatnot. To figure it out in the league. And so I think, who was it? Ime Udoka. He was saying, somebody asked him a question the other night, like, do you worry that the Rockets' IQ is not where it needs to be? Do you feel like they need experience or some more experience to get to the next level? And he said they're one and the same. And I was like, you know what? That makes total sense. You get smarter the more you go through things. You start to figure things out. You understand tendencies and things a little more. And you know what I mean? That's just the growing pains you have to endure. But they went through their growing pains the last year or whatnot. You see where they at now. Also out west, you see a very young team that was similar to the Wizards last year in the Spurs. Added the right vets. Obviously, an all-time great in CP3. You see where they're at. You see what I'm saying? They're trending towards, we're going to make this playoff run. You can hear how they're talking. They're confident. That's where you want the Wizards to be next year. And you unfortunately have to go through this to rebuild the stature of the franchise, this program. Once you do that, I think with the youngins, the way they compete and they get after it, I think they're going to be in revenge mode. And then, it's time to get back in, get back to preparing for playoff runs like we did when we first got in the door covering the league.
And specifically, again, before we get out of here, talking about the youngsters, I know Alex Sarr just won Rookie of the Month.
Right.
Just want to talk about his strong start to January, right? We've been talking about the jump that he took or his improvement when he won the award. Even tonight, 6 and 9 from the floor, 3 and 6 from 3. Talk about only taking more threes when they're already going in. Double-double, 18 points, 11 rebounds. Figuring out his game on this level goes a long way. Another rookie, Bub, also 6-9 from the floor, 4-7 from 3, 16 points, 7 boards, 4 assists. Like, it's happening, but like you said, the growing pains. And like Ime said, you got to go through that crap to get to the other side of it. You have to.
Exactly. Jadakiss, one of my favorite rhymes of all time. I can't say you nice till you show me longevity. He's starting to show you a consistent pattern of either being close to a double-double or getting a double-double. And he's taking better shots. He's become more efficient. He's always been a rim protector. I don't know why today he has 0 blocks, but again, he was switching. Had to be out on the perimeter. That's the other thing. All y'all 3-point happy people don't realize when you got the bigs on the perimeter, who's behind you to guard the basket? Oh, the 6'3" guy. Okay, yeah. Okay, good luck with that. So that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's being more and more consistent. Is you starting to expect this out of him game in and game out, man. And that's what you expect from it's definitely a top 1 or 2 pick, man, but definitely a lottery pick or a first round pick. You expect him to consistently make an impact. And he's figured out, like, he's been a pro before, man. It's not like, I mean, not at the NBA level, but he's been playing pro pretty much the majority of his older teenage years, you know, NBA or G League. So he's well seasoned on the pro atmosphere and everything. He just had to figure out the NBA game. And, you know, he had to deal with some top flight bigs to begin with, like the Jokic, and then, you know what I'm saying, Giannis is like the Cleveland boys, the Twin Towers. He had it, you know what I'm saying, those are some hellified lessons to deal with up close and personal in real time. So you adjust, man. You understand how to pace yourself and all that. So that's all it is. He's just figuring out the league and playing to his strengths, man. And once he continues to get stronger and muscle, then the sky's the limit for him because he can pretty much do everything else. I thought Bub had a great game. You know, 16 points, 6 and 9 from the field, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. I felt he should have shot more. He had it going. Like, they was kind of making their comeback. He was the one hitting no shot. Like, man, get aggressive. But again, growing pains. As he get more experience, he understand I got to go on. I need to. I should be shooting more right now because I'm hitting him. Me and Saul, let's play this 2-man game. Get us back in here. Kuzma was on. You know, he had a good game, 28 points, 5 rebounds, 13-23. You saw he had no problem getting him up because he saw he was on. But that's experience. So, you know, that's just something he got to do. After Jared Butler was great off the bench, 17 points, 6 to 12, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Like, they got some talent in the youngins, man. They just need patience, and you gotta be patient with the experience, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's becoming consistent. They when they get their opportunities to seize the game, that's the part they got to figure out. When it's there, seize it right then and there, because them vets on the other team that already know how, they're definitely gonna seize it when they come back around when it's their turn, and then you lose, and that's what you saw tonight.
Right. And going forward, they're busy this January. They got a couple home games this week, kind of like bookending the week, and then a couple road games. They got hell on wheels coming to town next Sunday. They got a tough week to get through, and then you end the week, start next week, however you want to look at it, with OKC in your building. Got the Rockets Tuesday. Like, again, man, just more opportunities for them to possibly get wins, but most importantly, the kids keep getting all the experience they need to get. So, like you said, going forward, you look at this year for what. Hey, you remember what they used to look like? You remember the beginning. That's cool, and then you don't have to reference it again because you're on track. So we appreciate you guys, and we'll check in with you guys later this week.